So welcome back to We Talk Boxing, and this is the post-fight analysis of the Dennis McCann versus James Beech fight. Okay, so first of all, congratulations goes out to Dennis McCann, who now becomes a WBC International Silver Featherweight Champion. Okay, so again, he was the smaller fighter in the ring. I think he was weighing 8 stone 12 or something like that. You know what I mean, compared to his man James Beech as well. But again, this fight again started off with a fast pace with McCann coming out, you know what I mean, and pulling it straight onto James Beech, and you know what I mean, Beech didn't really know what hit him, you know what I mean, and pretty much it was a bus that hit him, and you know what I mean, he sustained a lot of pressure before getting put down, just after the halfway mark in the first round as well. And you know what I mean, it was all McCann at that stage. It was just far slicker, quicker, you know what I mean, and his pinpoint accuracy with his shots was just unbelievable, to be fair. And it caused, you know what I mean, it caused James Beech a load of trouble, and he didn't really know what happened really, but he kind of, a little bit, I think it was around the second round, halfway point, you know what I mean, he started to kind of regain his senses a little bit and started to throw a little bit more shots, and at this stage, you know what I mean, he was throwing quite a lot, you know what I mean, straight hand rights, and it was these straight hand rights that was causing, you know what I mean, McCann slight problems, you know what I mean, because quite a few of them got through, you know what I mean, within the first couple of minutes of the second round, and you know what I mean, it was, you know what I mean, it was Beach's telling shot really, he couldn't really miss, but you know what I mean, even though he was landing the straight right, it was still Dennis McCann who was controlling the fight, you know what I mean, he was controlling it from the centre, you know what I mean, as I said, he was just quicker. You know what I mean? His accuracy was pinpoint as well, and the first few rounds, you know what I mean, he still had that power. You know what I mean? He was hurting Beech as well. So you know what I mean? Beech showed a lot of durability up until that point, um, and stayed there, and was still coming forward and trying to land his own shots and stuff. But like I said, McCann was just far quicker, and at times, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like McCann's style kind of reminded me a little bit of Billy Joe Saunders, you know what I mean? How he would taunt his opponent, you know what I mean? Showboaty, he was confident, he was slick, and he just, you know what I mean, made his opponent look kind of stupid, really. And this was mainly from like the fifth round onwards, you know what I mean? And it was all him. It was all him. But obviously the fight had a little bit of controversial because obviously McCann got a cut in the fifth. Do you know what I mean? It was Beech. He landed a left hook, I believe, and you know what I mean. It was this hook, I think, that opened up. Yeah, it was a hook. It was a hook that opened up the cut. Do you know what I mean? And towards the end of that round, you know what I mean, the cut was starting to get worse, and you know what I mean, like even through the six as well, you could see that cut started to dribble down, obviously McCann's face, but he kept to his game. You know what I mean? He still kept coming forward. He was still the slicker boxer, still trying to, you know what I mean, land all his shots, and you know what I mean, he still carried a little bit of power, but the power punches weren't the same. They didn't have the same effect. You know what I mean? But to be honest, it was more of the accumulation at this point. You know what I mean? Because as the seventh, sixth, and seventh went on, you know what I mean, the fight went into towards the eighth. You know what I mean? It was more of that accumulation, and I think it kind of caught up with James Beech because, you know what I mean, he took a great, you know what I mean, there's a brilliant right hook by McCann, and that put him down. Do you know what I mean? And when he went down, you know what I mean, it was down for a while, and you know what I mean, in his head he was probably contemplating, thinking, yo, should I get back up? Because he was taking a lot of punishment, but he showed grit, he showed heart, he got back up, he took him to the eighth, it was the eighth, I think it was the referee's eighth count, and he got up, and do you know what I mean? He then tried to carry on boxing, but McCann just put the pressure on, put a lot of pressure on. Do you know what I mean? And in the end, you know what I mean, the fight was stopped. The corner threw in the towel. You know what I mean? And that was it. Do you know what I mean? McCann became the WBC International Silverweight Featherweight Champion, and fair play to him. You know what I mean? The kid's got talent. Do you know what I mean? He was, you know what I mean, he weighed in the lighter man. You know what I mean? So his opponent was slightly bigger, but you can see he's got talent. The only thing I'd probably say, you know what I mean, is that as the rounds go on, do you know what I mean? That power starts to fade a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So obviously his corner might look at the fight and think, oh yeah, it was a masterclass. But to me, as McCann goes up in levels and he comes up against the more durable fighters who will stand there and actually trade with him, you know what I mean, and catch him and hurt him. Do you know what I mean? He still needs to be able to carry that big punching power that he had in the first three rounds into the later rounds as well. Because obviously this was a 10 rounder. It didn't go there. It went to the 8th. But, no, 7th. Was it 7th? Yeah, something like that. But anyway, like I says, for me, you just need to work on that stamina and carrying that big power all the way through. Hopefully, you know what I mean, when he gets up into like the 12 rounders and stuff like that, then he still have that power. But I mean, just a short video just to let you know my post-fight analysis, you know what I mean? So, obviously, you guys let me know your thoughts about this matchup. You know what I mean? How did you see the fight? You know what I mean? Did you see it slightly different to me? You know what I mean? Do you think it was a masterclass from McCann? Do you think he could contend with some of the better, you know what I mean, featherweight champions and maybe bantamweight guys in the country? Do you know what I mean? Who would you like to see him up against next? Anyway, please subscribe, like, comment, and share for more boxing related content. Bless.